Hey everybody, so we are down to our last season preview of the year, and I did reverse alphabetical, so that's the Anaheim Ducks. Anaheim made the playoffs last year, got destroyed in the first round by San Jose. Really didn't look that good in the playoffs after a 100-point regular season, or 100-plus point regular season. And this offseason, I thought Anaheim got worse. They didn't really add anyone of importance. They lost some people. And in my prediction video, if you watch that, I predicted them to be nowhere near the playoffs. I think I predicted them to finish 6th in the Pacific Division, behind Calgary and Edmonton, both who they finished in front of last year. And really be the only teams in that division worse than them are Vancouver and Arizona. So that was kind of I think people expect Anaheim to be down a little bit this year. I don't think as many people are as down as them as I am. But now you're starting to see why I'm so down on the Ducks. And the injuries are already piling up for them this year. Corey Perry, Patrick Eaves, Ryan Kessler, Nick Ritchie isn't even signed. This team is decimated and the season hasn't even begun yet. And I didn't think they were going to be all that great with a full lineup. And now that they're missing, tons of key players already, I am predicting a very, very bad year for the Anaheim Ducks. And to be quite honest with you, I have no clue what their opening night lineup is going to look like. I've completely gone off Roster Resource. I have no clue how accurate this is, but this is what Roster Resource has for somewhat of a lineup for Anaheim right now. They are missing a ton of key pieces, and it's not good. This is going to be a very rough season in Anaheim, I think. Top line, Raquel, Getzlaff, and Troy Terry. Obviously, Perry would normally be there, but that's not the case anymore. Out, I believe, 5 months with a knee injury, so basically a good chunk of the season. Second line, Andre Kasha, Adam Henrique, and Jakob Silverberg. Third line, Cogliano, Sam Steele, and Kiefer Sherwood. Starting to get in guys now that you're like, who's that? Fourth line, I guess Joseph Blandisi, Carter Rowney, and Brian Gibbons. They could go in so many different directions with, which of these kids do they play? Their defense, Fowler and Manson's your top pair, Lindholm and Montour your second, and then Pedersen and Schuster as your third pair. Gibson and Miller are in net. That's your brightest spot, is goaltending with this team. They have great goaltending. The other areas of the game leave a little bit to be desired at this point. Ben Street and Kevin Waugh are your extra forwards, with Luke Shen being your 7th defenseman. And then over here we've got all the key players. Not even all. We've got just the key players I could fit on the board that are out. Corey Perry out long term. Max Jones out for a few weeks. Kessler's out. Ritchie is just unsigned. He has not come to an RFA agreement with Anaheim, so I assume it's going to be like what Josh Anderson did last year, and Ritchie's just going to hold out, and then eventually they'll probably come to an agreement, but he's going to start the season late. Patrick Eaves is out, and I know that there's more that I'm forgetting that are out. Kosala, he's out. So this team has already got key players out of the lineup. They're riddled with injuries already. They've got an important player just unsigned, which that's on management. Really, when you look at it, they're in best shape in goal. John Gibson and Ryan Miller are a fantastic goaltending duo, and the only reason this team might even win some games this year is going to be because of their goaltending. Because other than that, they do not have much right now. Their forward group is an absolute, thrown together who's who of just random players, it seems. Defensively, they are not what they were a few years ago. BX is gone. Boscheman's gone. Two solid veterans. They traded away Sammy Vatanen to get Adam Henrique. Now they've got Fowler and Manson as their top pair, which is a decent top pair, but would be better suited as a second pair. Lindholm's pretty good, but then after that, Schuster's kind of a borderline top 6 guy. Montour's turned out pretty good, but I think he's certainly not up to the level of some of the defensemen that they've had in the past. Pettersson, who knows with him. Corbani and Holzer's out injured right now. So, it's just kind of a ragtag group at this point, even on the back end, and then on the up front, they're just decimated. So, I really don't know what to say much more about this team other than they're already decimated before the season even begins, and I didn't think they were going to be that great of a team to begin with. I didn't think they did anything this offseason to make themselves better. I think they were a team on the decline already, and we saw that in the playoffs last year, where San Jose just ran right over them. So I don't have high expectations for the Ducks this year. I think they're going to miss the playoffs easily for the first time in a long time. They're not going to be in the postseason. Their Stanley Cup window has absolutely closed. I don't even think that they're a playoff team, and this lineup is why. You look at some of these guys, and you're just like, who is that? Terry is, Troy Terry, good young player, but he's new. Sam Steele, good young player, but new. Kiefer Sherwood, young player, new. Blandisi, borderline NHLer. Rowney, borderline NHLer. Gibbons, borderline NHLer. It's how are you going to win games with these guys? It's going to be very, very difficult, especially in the Western Conference. I mean, every division in the NHL is tough, and actually, the Pacific Division I think is probably one of the weaker divisions in the NHL. But you still have to play teams like the Sharks and Kings and Golden Knights and Edmonton and Calgary. How are you going to beat teams like that with this lineup? How are you going to beat Nashville and Winnipeg, Dallas, Minnesota, St. Louis with this lineup? I don't see this season going well for this team. And injuries are going to play a part of it, a huge part of it. Age is going to play a part of it, and just, a team on the decline. They're a team on the decline. They would have been that if they were healthy, and they're certainly that now that they're very unhealthy. So, goaltending is the shining bright spot for this team. Everywhere else, I think, is in trouble, and I don't think a goaltender can save you from no matter how well John Gibson plays. He can't save you from a lineup like this. So unless some of these young kids turn out to be superstars and that were just completely unknown and out of nowhere, if Troy Terry's a 30-goal scorer all of a sudden, or Sam Steele and Kiefer Sherwood are great third liners, but I don't see that happening. So I think this team is going to struggle mightily this year, and it's going to be a very disappointing season in Anaheim. And that's something they're not used to. They make the playoffs every year, but I think this is the year that they don't for sure. Just too banged up, missing too many key pieces, and they really haven't done much to make themselves all that much better this offseason. So I'm predicting a bad year for the Anaheim Ducks. Some of it is their fault, some of it is not. Let me know what you think about the Ducks down in the comment section below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. Check out offthewallhockey.com. All those links are down in the description. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. We are so close to 250 subscribers, so let's get there as soon as possible. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys soon.